Hi everyone, this is Michael Bengiat with Lifetime Investor, and this is the Stock Picks Weekend Review video for October 1st, 2022. As usual, before we start, here's our disclaimer. You can pause the video and read this. And we're going to go ahead and just review the current market environment. We still don't have any positions in our portfolios, and we don't have anything on our ready list either, so we just have a few stocks in the watch list. And we're going to go through those. So right now we still have the stock environment is red. We have no recommended exposure to the market. And, the market just it's poor. There's really no other way to say it. And just the vast majority of stocks are in bear markets or in downtrends. There's just really nothing to buy. And there's no point in trying to force it. There's just no merchandise. So at the same time, we're getting just a few stocks that are on our list that are holding up and, are at or near all-time highs. But, you just can't have a few stocks. Sure, you might get lucky and one of these few turns out to be a big winner, but the odds are the more the market goes down, it drags them all down. Just enough to actually kick you out before the stock goes back up. So the wind is not at our back at this point. So there's no point in being really in the market. But it's super important that we remain engaged because this market can turn around very quickly. And before you know it, we could see a lot of stocks setting up in bases and starting to break out, and those breakouts holding, and off we go. Now, we don't know when this is going to happen. It will happen, just like this bear market will end, and we're going to have a fantastic buying opportunity when a new bull market starts. We just don't know when it is. But the exciting news is the longer this goes on, the better the situation will be when it ends. In fact, some people say, well, I'd love it to go on for another year because at that point, all this bottom fishers and all the people that are just constantly buying and the bullishness, even though the sentiment is pretty negative, there's still so much bullishness. People are buying every single dip. And it's just the slightest, move up in the market brings out so much FOMO. People, fear of missing out, that they just, I can't miss this bottom. And they're constantly bottom fishing, and it's chewing up most people. Most people have astounding losses in their accounts. And the longer this goes on, sadly, we don't wish this upon anyone, but those people get washed out. They end up losing most of their money and they exit the market. And all that bullishness, which has been going on, this buy the dip mentality has been going on for well over a decade, and it really needs to go away. And now, we get that wish? Probably not. But it does need to come down to the point where we don't see it all the time because it's not healthy. It leads to false breakouts. It leads to false movements. It just, the smart money, the big institutions sell into it. It's not a healthy market environment. So, but that's where we are. And it's led to, unfortunately, this bear market that we're in. So again, just final thing here, you just don't want to get frustrated. Again, the longer this goes on, the better this next uptrend is going to be. And if you just look back in history, in 2000, there was a total bubble in the NASDAQ. It peaked out. NASDAQ went down over 80% for the next couple years and led to a fantastic buying opportunity, just like in March 2009 at the final end of the financial crisis. There was just an unbelievable buying opportunity. So we are on watch for that. So we just hope you're there for that, and we just keep our powder dry. So in the meantime, let's take a look at some of the few stocks that are on our list. We can just kind of show you what we're looking for. So the first one is First Solar, ticker is FSLR. And this black line is the S&P. So you can see it's basically just been trending down during its bear market. But look at this stock. Look how it broke out on earnings. Even though earnings were negative, investors liked what they heard. So again, sometimes you'll see this. You'll see, the headline looks terrible. Oh, look at this. They reported 52 cents and they were expected to do 77. They reported 52 cents. A year earlier, they reported 77. The change was 32% off, but that was actually considered good news. So really, how the market reacts is always what's more important than what the headline number says. Even this, you can see they've had 2 quarters of negative sales and earnings, and the stock is almost getting close to doubling. So something is going on there. So that's what you always want to watch. And so again, this is acting very, very nicely, holding above its 21-day, which is this green line. It's just not quite set up yet. We're still getting quite a bit of volatility. So that's why we're watching it. But it does look really, really, really strong. Next one is Digi International, ticker's DGII. Again, now this one, we do have a buy range of 35.02. It's breaking out above this little thing, but we'll probably end up changing that. It's just, it's gotten too volatile. If you go back to the previous one, you can see how the trading just in comparison was, a lot tighter. It's not as tight as we would like. We'd like to see this kind of tightness trading, and right here, right before this actually broke out. But let's go back to Digi. Sorry, I'm gonna go back there. Yeah, the moves are just, we're getting 3%, 4% moves. So we're watching this, but again, it's heading higher, and look at the relative strength line. Really, really strong, rating of 98. Something is going on there that's making it look like a leader that may just be getting held back by the actual market. The next one is Aspen Technology. This is actually one of the strongest ones. Look at the angle of this RS line. It's going almost vertical, which is fantastic in this kind of market. Look at the S&P going down. Look at this. It's going the opposite direction. This has had a little spotty couple quarters of negative sales and earnings, but we came right back with very strong earnings and sales, up 539%, sales up 209%, margins shot way up to 51%. So definitely something going on here. This is definitely turning out to a winner. It's just really extended to this point. We don't have a buy point, so we're just watching it. But definitely that is a company that could be a big winner in the future. Just a few more. This is Cross Country Healthcare. Again, most of these stocks, you've seen them over and over on our lists because they've been acting as leaders, but just not performing like they probably would if we weren't in a bear market. So again, this one tried to break out, got hit with a bunch of sellers, and just came right back up to these old highs. We'd like to see this actually come back up to the 30s and just kind of tighten up there, which means that, right now you can see it comes up to 30 and a half, and the sellers just kick it right back down. So we'd like to see it come up to there and just hold there tight on tight trading without the selling. It could be showing that the stock's ready to break out. Next one's Palomar Holdings, specialty insurance company. Again, this one's looking like the other one. Strong RS, getting a little volatile here on high volume, a little bit of a warning sign there, but looking really, really good. And again, this is just we had an ugly day on Friday. This came down with it, but definitely very, very strong. And then the last one is Syndax Pharmaceuticals, and that's ticker SNDX. And it looks just like the other ones. Nice RS. This is trying to break out over here. We have a buy just right above over here. Let's see, 24.84. Yeah, right above this little area here to see if we can clear this area here and get above 25. You can actually see though, we're getting a little more volatility than we'd like. If I actually just draw like this, you can see it looks more like a megaphone, which we don't like. We want to see the opposite, where it's starting out wider here and getting smaller over here. So this is a little bit of a warning. But again, these are all just on our watch list. Doesn't mean we're going to buy them, but they are, 6 of the strongest stocks in the market, and we're going to be just watching them. And if they turn out to peter out, we'll be replacing them with other ones. That's about it for this week. We'll be back next week. Okay. All right. Thank you.